Kansas Speedway, the place where champions are tested season after season, and tonight is no exception. The RSR guys try to keep the rust off the tires as they go racing tonight at Kansas Speedway for the winter Icebreaker Series with RealSimRacing.com, live on LSRTV. Good evening, race fans. Joe Cortez joining you from high atop the broadcast booth at Kansas Speedway. Tonight should be a very entertaining race. Bobby Terrell once again trying to capture another championship. You saw him capture the B Series championship here on LSRTV. Now he's trying to make it 2 for 2 on LSRTV with the Icebreaker Winter Series. Bobby Terrell, Brian Macklin tied head-to-head right now, 170 points for each of them. We will have a new points leader as a result of tonight's race, and it will probably be one of those two guys, but lots of guys still in the hunt with only 4 races in this season. Chad Cole's raced 3 of them, but he's only 11 points behind your leaders. EJ O'Rourke, Dwayne Vincent, Jose Gonzalez, Brent Mercer, Scott Simley, all in the mix right now at Kansas Speedway, all looking to pick up some points, some very valuable championship points as they look to capitalize on what's going to be a very entertaining winter series leading up to the main series that they run here in Real Sim Racing year after year after year. From the qualifying coming to an end, and Brian Macklin right now sitting on top of the pole, looking to take away the top position from Bobby Terrell. Bobby Terrell has 2 poles. Brian Macklin, as the end of tonight, will have 2 poles as well, almost giving those two drivers identical stats. In 5 races, both of them will have 2 poles, 1 win. Brian Macklin having 4 top 5s, to Terrell's 3, and each of them having 4 top 10 finishes. Chad Cole, Jose Gonzalez, Dwayne Vincent, Rhett McBride finishing out your top 5 tonight as they get ready to go green flag racing in just a moment's time. The last car on the track is the 28 machine of Eric Arnold. He's already turned in his time, but it looks like he's limping back to pit road as they get ready to go green flag racing in just a moment here. Qualifying winding down. Kansas Speedway, as I mentioned, always a very entertaining track. It's a 1.5 mile track, 4 heavy turns, and tonight's race is going to make it very interesting, mostly because of the weather. It's very humid here tonight in Kansas, 62% humidity, in a partly cloudy 64 degrees outside, so this will test these setups. Fixed setup for each of these guys, so they're not going to have a whole lot of time to mess around with their setups and figure out what they need to do and how they need to do it on these machines. The only thing they know is they need to make these machines work for them in a hurry. Waiting for the front row to line up. It'll only be a 1.5 minutes before they are back to getting ready to go green flag racing here at Kansas Speedway. So Brian Macklin will be sitting on top of the pole, and as they start lining up here on pit road for their one and only parade lap around Kansas Speedway. Going to be very fun to watch these guys. They can go 2 lines around the track, but I doubt they will elect to because that low line can be a little bit tricky at times. It's also a very fast line down there, so these guys are going to be working very hard to keep their lines, and line racing is going to be a big deal here tonight at Kansas Speedway. If they can't maintain a line, if they can't maintain a draft, they're going to find themselves passed in a hurry, and that's something nobody wants to see at Kansas Speedway. It really entertains me to always race here because this place almost races like a super speedway, and I say that because of its shape and because of the banking, it really does require you to maintain your focus, maintain your abilities, and keep in the draft. If you lose that draft, you're going to have a hard time trying to get back into the mix and find a way to get through this group. So Brian Macklin sitting on the pole, Chad Cole right beside him. Let's go ahead and take you through tonight's starting lineup presented by RealSimRacing.com. Brian Macklin on the front row in the FedEx Jason Leffler-esque machine, turning in a qualifying time of 30.522 seconds. On the outside of him, Chad Cole in the 8 machine will start second. In row number 2, Tequila Joe, Jose Gonzalez starts in position number 3 in the 26 machine. Outside of him, Dwayne Vincent in the Cessna machine will start number 4. Regular Rhett McBride will start in 5th in the number 15 machine. Outside of him in 6th, it's the co-leader for points, Bobby Terrell in the 7 machine. Row number 4 belongs to Scott Stenzel on the inside in the 42. Scott Simley in the 68 on the outside. EJ O'Rourke in the 41 machine will start 9th. Outside of him, Bruce Perry starts 10th. Row number 6 belongs to 66 of Brian Harvey, the 96 of Alan Smith Jr. beside him. Scott Brotherton and Bobby Wetzel will finish row number 7. Row number 8 belongs to Luis Rodriguez and A.J. Browning. Row number 9 belongs to Doug Roth and Chad Schilling, Nathan Bowers, Eric Arnold, the last 2 drivers to take time here at Kansas Speedway. Also starting tonight's race will be Matt Lacrosse, 21st, Brendan Mercer, 22nd, one of the runners up to the Real Sim Racing B-Main Series. CJ LeVere starts 23rd, Adam Roberts, 24th, Keith Brooks, Doug Wyatt, Hippie himself in 26th, John Wilco, Steve Harding, Steve Maddox round out your field of 29 tonight. As we get ready to go, green flag racing, all eyes on Brian Macklin. On the outside of him, Chad Cole on the Lowe's machine. It's going to be two Chevy SS's. They're looking to do battle from the beginning on the front row. Pace car leading them around through turns 3 and 4, and anything can happen here at Kansas Speedway. Brian Macklin in control of the field, getting ready to let the green flag fly. Here they go. Brian Macklin wastes no time, drops the hammer, gets to the apron, and we are green flag racing. Brian Macklin, he is gone already. Gone, baby, gone. The FedEx machine wants to deliver in a big way. Battle for second now is Jose Gonzalez and Chad Cole doing battle side by side. Chad Cole going way high to start the race through turns 1 and 2. He will lose at least 1 position, maybe 2, if the number 2 machine of Dwayne Vincent can fly his Cessna machine into that 3rd place position. The 8 now getting some help. The 15 of Rhett McBride, the 7 of Bobby Terrell, all electing to go high as well. So we could see a high draft starting early in the race. Brian Macklin wasting no time. You usually see that apron maneuver that the 30 is pulling right now used for qualifying and ending laps, but it seems like tires are not a concern for him in this 130 lap race as he gets ready to continue burning them off. Brian Macklin in first, and it's a straight line now from the first 8 cars. Check out the first 10 cars. Bruce Perry will be the tail on that top 10 caboose in the MRD machine. The number 6 machine trying to do what he can to hold on to that high line and race with the guys up high. EJ O'Rourke in the Gary Mercer Trucking Ford Fusion. He's going to now be under fire from the 6 of Bruce Perry, the high line, being the faster line around this track in these fixed setup machines right now, and they are doing everything they can to keep those cars running high and running fast out there. Everyone going high right now, and it's a single file all the way through the field. Macklin in the 30, Gonzalez in the 26. They're starting to check out on the rest of the field. They've got almost a second now on Chad Cole. Bobby Terrell in the Muscle Milk machine. He's way behind in that 7, but I think he's just biding his time, waiting for something to work. Dwayne Vincent, however, he's on a mission right now. You see him in the 2 machine coming off the apron, now trying to get with the 15 of Rhett McBride. I don't think Rhett McBride wants to see that number 2 in his tail, so he's going to continue going high and waiting to see if he can hold off that number 2 machine. Those 2 are hooked up. It's a battle for position number 5. The 2 doesn't pass him this time by. He might need the help of the 42 of Scott Stenzel, who now gets dangerously close to the number 2, looking for position number 6. Rest of the field, single file so far in this race. The only car might be in trouble is a 21 of Matt Lacrosse as he jumps to the low line, way low down there on the apron, and I don't think he did that intentionally. He looks like he's going to lose a couple positions out there, and check up the number 88 of Adam Roberts, the 78 of Keith Brooks Jr. now getting dangerously close to that 88 machine. Matt Lacrosse looks like he's in a little bit of trouble out there, but everybody taking their time, driving cautiously around him, waiting for the tires to get underneath him and to make their moves appropriately. The number 29 of Brendan Mercer running one of the Gary Mercer trucking machines out here tonight. Thought about going under the 78 of Keith Brooks Jr. Couldn't make the pass that time. He's going to get back in line, and he will hold position number 21. Uh-oh, got trouble. Looks like number 19 of Bobby Wetzel almost lost it going into turns 1 and 2 in the steam valve Chevrolet. He almost loses it, locks up the tires down there, and that is going to open the door for the 21. The 88, the 78 might be going as well. The 19 of Bobby Wetzel, he's a regular here in iRacing. You see him running multiple different leagues here, and Bobby Wetzel just doesn't seem like he's got a real handle on the car just yet. 6 laps down and no change at the top of the field. Brian Macklin, Jose Gonzalez, Chad Cole, Bobby Terrell, Rhett McBride rounding out your top 5. Wetzel now has a handle on the car once again. So the 19 and 78, we're going to do battles side by side, and that's to break into the top 20. Meanwhile, back up front, battles brewing, and here comes Bobby Terrell in the 7 machine. He is one of your points co-leaders with the 30 of Brian Macklin. Macklin right now has a hold on the field, a chokehold, if you will, on the field. 0.2 of a second away from him and Jose Gonzalez, and almost half a second between him and Bobby Terrell. And now at this point, 130 laps, you wouldn't think that laps matter so much, but they do, especially when a caution flag comes out. First caution of the evening. Pace car is on the track, and it looks like it's going to involve the 78 of Keith Brooks Jr., who was involved in that incident. Yes, the number 78 of Keith Brooks Jr. will let Laura look to catch up with the replay, but the 78 loses it coming off of turn number 4, which is a very dangerous corner, spins out in front of several cars, and that will cause them to throw the first yellow flag of the evening. So here you see it right now on the replay. The 78 of Keith Brooks Jr. coming off of turn number 4. He's just battling side by side, we said earlier, with the 19 of Bobby Wetzel. And the 78 just didn't seem like he grabbed the accelerator right coming off of turn number 4 for his angle. Puts it in the grass, spins out in front of several cars driving through the field. He's also, looks like he's going to get a touch of the 37 of Luis Rodriguez. Luis Rodriguez able to hold off, though, and get around that car, that spinning 78 car. I don't know how, but he was able to find a way to do it. So 78, the only victim of this yellow flag, and that will bring out a well-needed yellow flag for a lot of these drivers as you all see them now come down pit road. The 30 getting the bump draft on pit road by the 26 of Jose Gonzalez. Now it's going to be very interesting to see if the 30 is going to get that little damage they've got on the back end repaired or not. Everybody coming to the attention of their crews. Look for definitely fuel and maybe tires as they make the stops appropriately. Brian Macklin is in. The 8 of Chad Cole's in. Jose Gonzalez in. Dwayne Vincent, Rhett McBride, all of them looking for at least 2 tires. Everyone up front going to take the outside tires. Oh, the 30 machine, the 8 machine, the 26 machine, the 2 all taking 4 tires. The 15 will do it as well, but the 7 seems to be the fastest one off. The 7 picks up a huge position there, but not enough. Brian Macklin beats everyone off pit road. He wins the race. Chad Cole second, Jose Gonzalez third, and Bobby Terrell picks up a position from 5th to 4th. Rhett McBride picks up position as well, going from 6th to 5th. Dwayne Vincent will pick up position, and the guy who lost the most position, it looks like, what might have been one of your top runners, but I'm not exactly sure who that was. Might have been E.J. O'Rourke in the 41 machine. No, E.J. O'Rourke elected not to come down pit road that time, and he is going to go ahead and stay out, and he's going to continue to run laps, collect those bonus laps, those bonus points for leading a lap out here. E.J. O'Rourke is currently sitting 5th in points, 34 points behind your leaders, Bobby Terrell and Brian Macklin. So E.J. O'Rourke desperately needs those points to continue his campaign for the Winter Icebreaker Series Championship here at RealSimRacing.com. So as we were saying a moment ago about the need to lead laps and the need to be up front, you wouldn't think that would be such a huge deal right now early in the race, but with points everywhere on the line, that extra bonus point you would get for leading a lap could mean the difference between walking out with a points lead and walking out without the points lead tonight. Bobby Terrell can finish second, but if he leads the most laps, he still could either be tied for the points lead or get very, very close to Brian Macklin for that points lead as well. So Bobby Terrell very cognizant of laps led. E.J. O'Rourke cognizant of laps led as you see him staying out to collect the laps for being leading lap, the points I should say, for leading laps. Don't know why I couldn't get that one out. E.J. O'Rourke, Eric Arnold will restart on the front row as they double file up. Lights are off. Half a lap to go. E.J. O'Rourke, Eric Arnold up front. Brian Macklin, Chad Cole in row number 2. Jose Gonzalez, Bobby Terrell in row number 3. Rhett McBride, Dwayne Vincent, Scott Stenzel, and Bruce Perry rounding out your top 10 in tonight's race. 28 drivers still remain on the lead lap here at Kansas Speedway, but still lots of time to go. Pace car makes his way down pit road. E.J. O'Rourke sees green like a bull to a flag. He charges it, and now here comes the 30 of Brian Macklin, wasting no time getting around the 28 of Eric Arnold. They're going to go high. E.J. O'Rourke knows he's outgunned. He's going to duck way low. Brian Macklin once again has the lead. Eric Arnold second. Chad Cole, Jose Gonzalez now doing battle side by side for position number 3. We saw the high side work for Chad Cole earlier, but Tequila Joe knows how to run these cars out here. He's going to run it as hard as he can. And the 26, despite being on the low line, despite being outside the draft, he is going to dig. He is digging with that machine like it's a snow shovel. And he is throwing guys behind him like snow out of a snow blower. Jose Gonzalez picks up 2. He will be in position number 2. Gets past the 28 cleanly this time. The 28 Navy Ford Fusion of Eric Arnold. In the 28 machine, Chad Cole now in the 8 machine immediately behind the 26, and those 3 lining up to take a shot at your leader, Brian Macklin, who's wasting no time, over half a second on the rest of the field. Bobby Terrell in that mix as well, currently running position number 5, or will be since he got around the 42 of Scott Stenzel and company. Score Bobby Terrell in position number 5. Rhett McBride lost 3 positions that time around. He will go from 5th to 8th. So Rhett McBride can't afford to lose positions. Remember, Rhett McBride's still in this championship run as well. He's currently sitting 11th as a man outside looking in. He wants to dig as hard as he can and try to get in that top 10 with only a handful of races left to go in the Winter Series. Eric Arnold in the 28 machine now letting 3 by him is going to be the 7 machine, the 42 machine, and the 2 machine. They're all going to get by him. Now the 15 of Rhett McBride trying to get around the 28 of Eric Arnold. Eric Arnold may not be comfortable with this setup, or he may just be letting the tires catch up to him, as he did make a 4-tire stop just a moment ago. Eric Arnold will drop from position number 5 to position number 4 to position number 8. So Eric Arnold playing it safe a little bit out here, rolling the dice, letting it all happen in front of him, gambling that this probably isn't the only yellow flag he's going to see tonight. Scott Simley running 9th, Bruce Perry running 10th, Brian Harvey in the 66 11th, Al Smith Jr. in 12th, and then there's Matt Lacrosse and Adam Roberts running side by side, the 21 and 88 machine. They were battling for position number 13. As you saw the 28 machine get into the wall just a moment ago. The 28 machine belonged to Eric Arnold. He was taking that high side, letting a couple drivers get around him, and with that contact he made with the wall, it's going to be that much easier for the drivers in front of him to get around. Now you got Brian Harvey, Al Smith Jr. getting around him. The 68 machine of Scott Simley wants to get around the 28 of Eric Arnold as well. Eric Arnold trying to play a little defense here. It looks like the 12 makes contact with 21. Makes contact with that wall as well. That's Matt Lacrosse, who was having problems earlier with this machine, with that machine underneath him as well. Back up front, Brian Macklin, still almost 0.8 of a second over this field. Chad Cole holding on to second. Bobby Terrell finds himself in third now. Scott Stenzel, Dwayne Vincent now trying to get into the top 5 as well, top 4 as well, using the apron, trying to get around the 42 of Scott Stenzel. Dwayne Vincent not able to do it, and they're going to bench up, trying to catch a run on your leader. The 88 machine catching the grass a minute ago. That was Adam Roberts. He's back on track now, but he is going to lose a lot of position. Last time around, he was scored in the 20th position. He's going to lose a lot more after that. Now Adam Roberts facing me off again with Bobby Wetzel once again in the 19 machine. The 88, the Jack Daniels Tennessee Honey machine of Wetzel. Oh, makes contact with the 19 machine. The 19 just dive bombed him, it looked like. Now they make contact again. 1988 into the wall, spinning around. That will bring out your second caution flag of the evening. So Adam Roberts gets in, Bobby Wetzel exchanging blows coming off of turn number 4. That was some very dramatic driving you just saw a moment ago, and it looks like the 19 machine didn't dive bomb the 88 so much as he made contact with the wall coming off of turn number 4. Laura's got the replay going. Let's go ahead and take a look at what happened with that replay. And it looks like the 19 just ran out of real estate. It looks like he was gambling on that wall to end a little bit, but it did not end wide enough. He makes contact with the wall, gets into the 88. 88 makes a good recovery, but can't recover it good enough. He will make contact once again with the 19. Both those machines have damage on them, and Bobby Wetzel will be looking at some time on pit road, as will the 88 machine of Adam Roberts. Both those drivers, they might have a little bit of trouble now getting back in the mix here at Kansas Speedway. So far, the story of the night, though, Brian Macklin leading 20 of 130 laps. It'll be 110 left to go once we cross the start-finish line this time, and Brian Macklin once again leading everybody down to pit road. Nobody wasting any opportunity to take tires, to take fuel at this Kansas Speedway. It is a very, very abrasive track for fuel. It is a very abrasive track for tires, and if you guys can't mitigate the tires, if you can't manage them, then you will find yourself going back through the field. Macklin in his pit stall. Macklin overshoots his pit stall. That could be a critical mistake. The 8 of Chad Cole takes 2 outside outside tires. The 2, the 26, both taking 2 outside tires. They got a couple fuel-only stops. That will be Nathan Bowers and Brendan Mercer. Brendan Mercer only taking fuel this time around, rolling the dice a little bit. The 30 does lose the top spot. He's going to lose it by about 4 cars. The car's getting out in front of him. The 42 of Scott Stenzel, the 8 of Chad Cole, Bobby Terrell gets in front of the 30. Brian Macklin loses at least 5 positions coming off of pit road because he overshot his pit stall down on pit road. Jose Gonzalez, Dwayne Vincent, Rhett McBride, all going off pit road behind the 30 machine. Weren't able to get off before him, so they're going to have to restart behind him. Meanwhile, back up front, it's Nathan Bowers picking up some bonus points for leading laps in the Assassin's Creed Chevrolet. Behind him, the 29 of Brendan Mercer, running the Gary Mercer Trucking Chevrolet. He's going to be restarting in position number 2, assuming he does not come down to the attention of his crew. So Brendan Mercer will come down this time. Nathan Bowers, both of them satisfied with leading 1 lap, and they're going to go ahead and come back down to the attention of their crew. Also coming down pit road is Bobby Wetzel in a very beat-up Steam Impala. Those machines are not looking happy right now, and they're going to need a little bit of help if they want to get back on track and face a little bit in these nationwide-style beat cars. So here's how they run right now. In the 8 machine, will restart in position number 1 when we go back to green flag racing. On the outside of him, Bobby Terrell looking to lead his first laps of the night in the Muscle Milk Chevrolet. It's going to be Scott Stenzel, Brian Macklin, row number 2. It'll be Jose Gonzalez, Dwayne Vincent, row number 3. The GT Omega Racing Ford Mustang of Rhett McBride in row number 5 with Bruce Perry right beside him. In the next 10, it's going to be Brian Harvey, Al Smith Jr., Scott Simley, AJ Browning, Eric Arnold, Matt Lacrosse, Scott Brotherton, CJ LaFair, Doug Roth, and Chad Schilling. Keith Brooks, EJ O'Rourke, Douglas Hippie Wyatt, Luis Rodriguez, John Wilco, Stephen Harving, and Bobby Wetzel, the 27 drivers that remain on the lead lap. Adam Roberts is the first driver, at least a lap down, 2 laps down for Adam Roberts. After that incident, he got in with Bobby Wetzel. Bobby Wetzel could easily go a lap down as well if he is unable to get back on off of pit road, and back on the racing surface before they cross the line. Pace car makes his way down pit road, and it's going to be the 8 machine of Chad Cole restarting. The 7 of Terrell will have to wait as they almost go 3 wide, going out to the start-finish line. The 26 of Jose Gonzalez is going to force the issue. Will he make it 3 wide? No, he will not, but he gives the push to the 42 of Scott Stenzel. Stenzel will take position number 2 squarely. Here comes Tequila Joe, though. We've seen him work that low line, and we've seen him work it hard. Is he going to continue to work the low line again? He will. He will go work it all by himself. He walks a lonely road, and Tequila Joe making sure he can walk that road, going side by side with the 7 machine. Now on the apron, Jose Gonzalez gets to the line, officially credited in position number 3, but only by about a half a car. They continue to battle for position number 3. Jose Gonzalez, Bobby Terrell, 3rd and 4th, and then there's Brian Macklin right there in the mix, letting Bobby Terrell know you're not getting the points lead that easy, my friend. Jose Gonzalez losing a little bit of steam coming off of the backstretch into turns 3 and 4, and caution out once again on the track, and it's going to involve 2 cars in the backstretch, including the 21 of Matt Lacrosse involved in that one, and I couldn't catch the other car. It might be the 5 of AJ Browning. He's in the grass right now. The 5 AJ Browning, the 21 of Matt Lacrosse. Those 2 drivers getting hooked up, coming off of turns 1 and 2. Oh, it's going to be several drivers, in fact, including the number 3 machine. That 3 machine belongs to the 3, the 27, the 6 machine, all getting involved in the incident. And let's go ahead and take a look at the replay to see what exactly took place. So you look at the replay right now, and it looks like the 3, the 5, the 6 forced the issue out there. That 3 machine belonging to Scott Brotherton gets in the 5 of AJ Browning. Collected collateral damage was the 6 machine of Bruce Perry. And then the 21, nowhere to go, so he's going to get sideswiped by the 5. Matt Lacrosse goes for a ride. The 21 machine, heavy damage. The 43 of Hippie, he's going to get a piece of it as well. Check that note. It's not Hippie, it's Doug Roth in the STP 43 machine. The Hippie's paint shop 43 machine. He's going to get a piece of that as well, and that is going to hurt his opportunities tonight here at Kansas. it looks like 5 cars involved as a result of that incident, and more bent sheet metal and more damaged engines as a result of hard racing. 3-wide racing can work, but it has to be done very, very carefully, and there was just not enough real estate for all 3 of those drivers to go 3 wide. Thus, we'll bring out the caution flag with your leader, Chad Cole, still at the top of the pole, Scott Stenzel second, Bobby Terrell third, Jose Gonzalez fourth, and Brian Macklin rounding out your top 5. While these guys get sorted out, let's go ahead and take our first commercial break of the evening. You are watching LSRTV's live coverage of the Real Sim Racing Icebreaker Winter Series from Kansas Speedway. Chad Cole is in the lead. Points on the line for Bobby Terrell, Brian Macklin and company. Who will walk away with a points championship? We'll find out when we return, because stay tuned, race fans. We'll be back with more racing action from Lights remain on the pace car. Check that. Lights are off on the pace car. 1 lap to go before we're back to green flag racing. Chad Cole, Scott Stenzel currently leading the RealSimRacing.com Icebreaker Winter Series at Kansas Speedway. And now the green flag flies. Chad Cole once again puts the hammer down. And we are back to racing on lap number 29. Now battle for position number 2 brewing as a 7 and 30 hookup. Remember, those 2 drivers are on top of the pole for the championship points lead, and either one of them want to give an inch but are forced to work together for the betterment of their campaigns. The 8 machine of Chad Cole out in front of the entire group. The 7 and 30 machine are going to go side by side. The 30 machine has the advantage. It's going to be Brian Macklin getting around Bobby Terrell, and Brian Macklin takes away position number 2. Bobby Terrell will not stand for it. He's going to go outside, and we got a battle brewing once again for position number 2. Behind them, position number 4 brewing as well. The 42 of Scott Stenzel under fire from Jose Gonzalez. The number 2 of Dwayne Vincent also in that mix as well. Side by side, they go through turns 1 and 2 cleanly. The 42 getting the push from the 2 machine. Tequila Joe's hot run might just have cooled off on the low side, but that's not going to stop him from continuing to try to make it work down low. The 30, the 7 running second, third. The 42 of Scott Stenzel fourth, and Jose Gonzalez fifth, but not by much as he's facing stiff competition from the 2 of Dwayne Vincent, who's got the edge on him now. Side by side, they continue to race through turns 1 and 2. All eyes are on that battle for position number 5 as now we have a challenge for position number 2 between your points leaders. Bobby Terrell trying to get around the 30 of Brian Macklin. Brian Macklin, not a whole lot he can do to stop the momentum of the Southern machine. The Muscle Milk Chevy wants to get up front and lead some laps. Brian Macklin trying to do everything he can to prevent that from happening. Side by side is Brian Macklin by only 0.06 of a second. A nose between the 30 and the Southern machine as the 30 has the advantage high. Oh, the 30 makes contact with the wall. He brushes the wall good. That's going to open the door for the 42, the 7, and the 2. The 30, though, able to get back on the loud pedal, and he's going to go away once again. The 30 machine of Brian Macklin holds on to second by some short miracle out there after brushing the wall in turns 1 and 2. Looks like tires might be becoming an issue for the 30 machine as he battles with the 7 side by side, adding a little bit of time between them. But the more they battle, the bigger the lead becomes for Chad Cole, almost a second. Now the 7 machine has to back off as he's going to let the 42 around, and he's going to get back way in the grip. The 42 is Scott Stenzel, almost lost it there. He had to hit the brakes going through turns 1 and 2. He's going to lose a lot of positions. Scott Stenzel losing 6 positions on the track out there. So Stenzel going from the penthouse to the doghouse, opening up the door for the 7 of Bobby Terrell. The 2 of Dwayne Vincent. Jose Gonzalez now squarely in position number 5. 28 almost cuts off the 15 of Rhett McBride. McBride not happy with that. He's going to duck way low and try to get back around the 28 of Eric Arnold. They'll continue to battle side by side. Meanwhile, at the back of the field, Scott Stenzel, Scott Simley doing battle back and forth side by side. The 68 has a big advantage on his side. He's got the Big Mo on the top side in that Ford Mustang, but it's not going to be enough as 28 almost loses it going through turns 3 and 4. The 28 of Eric Arnold getting a piece of the apron, now getting the bump from the 42 of Scott Stenzel. 28 able to save it. Eric Arnold, not what he wanted to do. That's going to hurt him a little bit as now he gets as far away from that apron as humanly possible, trying to get around the 68 of Scott Simley in his Ford Mustang. Up front, though, Chad Cole has the lead that cannot be stopped. He's almost got a second on Brian Macklin, a second and a half on Bobby Terrell, and almost 2 seconds on Dwayne Vincent in the number 2 machine. Chad Cole is not to be written off here. He's got 11 points behind both Brian Macklin and Bobby Terrell. As the caution flags flies once more here at Kansas Speedway. This will be caution number 4, and it looks like it's going to involve the 03 of Ethan Macklin. Pit road, a very busy place right now as everybody coming down the attention of their crews for tires, fuel. It's going to be a 4-tire stop for all of your leaders. Brian Macklin almost gets off pit road first. He will get off second. It looks like Chad Cole, the big winner, continues to hold on to his lead. Brian Macklin, Bobby Terrell, Dwayne Vincent, Scott Stenzel. It runs, looks like your top 5 out there coming off of pit road, and all these guys trying to keep the tires underneath them, knowing that they cannot afford to lose their position. Adam Roberts, Bobby Wetzel, Matt Lacrosse, Doug Roth, A.J. Browning all retiring as a result of that incident. Nathan Bowers in the 0-3 machine forcing to retire as well. And it looks like Eric Arnold will be off track after the heavy contact he made with the 0-3 after spinning on that caution period, to bring out the caution flag, I should say, to coming off of turn number 4 onto the front stretch. And that apron is very treacherous here at Kansas Speedway. It's a very, very big divide coming off of the banking of the turns onto that apron. And if you grab it with just a little bit of your front left tire, that could very easily grab you and spin you around and take you for a ride on the track, much to the detest of yourself and all the drivers around you on the track. 92 laps left to go. It'll be 90 when we go back to Green Flag Racing in just a moment. Brendan Mercer now at the top of the pole. He stayed out to collect that bonus point for leading a lap out here, and if what he did last time was any indication of what he'll do this time, he should go back down pit road this time, and he should let the drivers in front of it or behind him go back to the lead. Chad Cole, Brian Macklin, Bobby Terrell, Dwayne Vincent, Jose Gonzalez, your top 5. And now you're really seeing the muscle of the top 3 in points come out here at Kansas Speedway. Chad Cole, like I said, 3rd in points. Brian Macklin, Bobby Terrell, both tied. Brian Macklin, Bobby Terrell, both have almost identical stats when you look at them, both having 2 poles, both having 1 win, both having 4 top 10s. Chad Cole's only had 3 starts, but guess what? In 3 of those starts, he's won 2 of them and had 3 top 10s altogether. So 2 wins will really help your campaign no matter how many races you start. And Chad Cole looking to make it 3 for 5 here in the Winter Icebreaker Series. Brendan Mercer gets his parade lap in, gets his bonus point for leading. He will come down pit road, and now it looks like they're going to double up as the pace car gets ready to shut off the caution lights. Light bar on top of the first racing Ford Mustang pace car. Lights go off. It's time to double them up. Chad Cole, Brian Macklin will start on the pole, and on the front row, and Brian Macklin could very easily get back to the front and continue his campaign to lead the most laps here. Behind them, Bobby Terrell also tied for first in points, trying to get with Dwayne Vincent for position number 2. Brendan Mercer, Jose Gonzalez, row 3. Brett McBride, Scott Stenzel 4th. Scott Simley, and E.J. O'Rourke round out your top 5. E.J. O'Rourke in the 10 machine. He is no stranger to sim racing. We saw him just a few nights ago running online with Vidane Racing, and now he's trying to take his talents to real sim racing, running the nationwide B style car here at the real sim racing winter. And CJ LeVere in the 11 machine, always a threat to take away a race. The 41 machine of E.J. O'Rourke, always a threat to walk away with a big finish, and tonight is no exception as he continues to run just within the top 10, just outside your top 5. Pace car getting ready to make the hard left turn down pit road. He sees safety. He's going to go down there. Chad Cole's going to waste no time. Soon as the pace car gets out of the way, he hits the loud pedal, and we are back to Green Flag Racing on lap 41. 90 to go with this juncture. Chad Cole, Brian Macklin, Bobby Terrell, your top 3 all lining up. Battle for position number 4. Now it's battle for position number 3 as Jose Gonzalez digging as hard as he can. You might as well call him the alcohol-fueled steam shovel as he digs his way through turns 1 and 2. Now going to dig his way through turns 3 and 4, doing everything he can to clear the 7 of Bobby Terrell. Terrell outgunned by the 26 machine. He's going to clear him? Not yet. The 26 machine almost clears him. Now they're going to go side by side. The 7 still has the big momentum on his big mo on his side, up the top side. He's going to get the push from the 2 machine of Dwayne Vincent, Bobby Terrell, Dwayne Vincent. If they hook up, they could very easily pass the 26. Oh, the 7 26 make contact. Bobby Terrell, Jose Gonzalez, both making contact on the field. It's going to be light contact. The 7 avoids the wall narrowly. Meanwhile, the 26 machine also in trouble as well, making contact with the wall. Those 2 drivers able to save it. Minimal damage to their cars. and it looks like we are back under yellow flag racing. Let's go ahead and take a look at that replay real quick, and you see the 7 and the 26 come together, coming off of turn number 2, and it looks like once again, just both those drivers run out of real estate coming down off of turn number 2. It's hard racing between the both of them, nothing malicious between these two drivers, these two veterans of real sim racing, the 7 and the 26, able, this is a credit to their talent right there. They both know they're spinning, they both know they're in trouble, but the first thing they do, they hit the brakes and they steer them away, and the 7 of Bobby Terrell somehow makes a miraculous stop. He's got a guardian angel looking after him tonight, because he's able to stop that car just short of the wall, and he is going to be scot-free. He's just going to need 4 brand new Goodyears underneath him, and he will be okay to go back to green flag racing. The guy who benefited the most out of that was probably the 8 of Chad Cole and the 30 of Brian Macklin. Remember, Macklin doesn't have to do a whole lot tonight to get the points lead. He just has to finish ahead of Bobby Terrell. Chad Cole needs a little bit more if he wants to walk away with the points lead tonight. He's got to lead the most laps here at Kansas Speedway. He's also got to do a good job of holding off the 30 of Brian Macklin. In fact, the best thing that could happen to Macklin is for Chad Cole is if he can get some positions between him and Brian Macklin. But Brian Macklin led most of the laps to begin this race. He led, I believe, the first 15 laps of my count is correct. So Brian Macklin also in the mix to walk away with the most laps led here at Kansas Speedway. So Chad Cole, Brian Macklin, Dwayne Vincent, Rhett McBride, Scott Stenzel, your top 5 tonight here at Kansas Speedway in the Real Sim Racing Icebreaker Winter Series, and a whole lot of fun racing going on at RealSimRacing.com throughout the year. They run the actual schedules run by the names you hear week in and week out in the NASCAR series, in the Cup series, in the B main series, in the B series, the Truck series. If it's a track if the track is in iRacing, they will run it here, and they'll run it in the Real Sim Racing schedule. To find out more and find out how you can get signed up for Real Sim Racing, go to their website, RealSimRacing.com, RealSimRacing.com, and check them out. Check out all the leagues they have to offer, and you never know, you too could find yourself here on LSRTV, powered by iRacing. Pace car lights remain on. We're going to go ahead and take a couple more laps here around Kansas Speedway before we go back to green flag racing, but you already see the 30 machine of Brian Macklin trying to double up with the 8 already. He's in a hurry to get back to racing and get back moving here on the track. The guy who's been very quiet all night but has found a way to make it work is a driver of the number 2 machine, Dwayne Vincent. He's only 35 points back from the lead, and he's already got some points on AJ Browning, who's forced to retire early as a result of an accident. EJ O'Rourke, who's still in the top 10 but is a little bit away from him. Dwayne Vincent could very easily walk away tonight with a position in the top 5 in the championship standings if he can continue to keep his car clean and keep that Cessna Chevrolet running straight forward. So Dwayne Vincent, he's going to be a name you're going to want to watch tonight. He doesn't need to win. He just has to have an excellent showing, and he could very easily be a competitor for the championship by the time everything is said and done here at Kansas Speedway. So the pace car should turn off the lights this time around. In fact, it does. So we're down to one more lap of yellow flag racing before we go back to green flag racing with a race almost halfway over on the front row. It's going to be Chad Cole on the inside, Brian Macklin on the outside, Dwayne Vincent, Rhett McBride running in row number 2, Scott Stenzel, Scott Simley running in row number 3, CJ O'Vare, EJ O'Rourke running in row number 4, position 7 and 8, and row number 5 belongs to Chad Schilling and Brian Harvey. Keith Brooks, Doug Hippie Wyatt, Stephen Harding, Luis Rodriguez, Scott Brotherson, your top 15, Al Smith, Bruce Perry, Brendan Mercer, John Wilco, Jose Gonzalez, your top 20, Bobby Terrell, the last man on the lead lap after making contact with the 26 of Jose Gonzalez. They're going to have to climb the salmon ladder all the way back up through this field, and already Terrell and Gonzalez doing a little bit of horse trading in between their spotters. We caught on the spotter communications. Bobby Terrell asking through the spotters to Jose Gonzalez, hey, give me the push, you help me out, I'll help you out, and we'll get back up front and do some battle for either positions or ultimately the win here at Kansas Speedway. Both those guys rolling the dice, and guess what? We're not even at the casino yet. Green flag getting ready to fly. The 30 machine in a hurry. The 8 machine in even more of a hurry. The 2 gets the bump from the 42 to start off. Scott Stenzel even more of a hurry behind him as well. So lots of positions being traded, lots of stuff happening here on track. Chad Cole in the lead. Is it now trying to get in front of Brian Macklin? He will do so with ease. The 30 of Macklin debating, hooking up with the 2. No, he's going to cross over, and he's going to look for position number 2 himself. The 68 of Scott Simley now fighting off Scott Stenzel in the 42 machine. They are side by side for position number 5. Back up front, though, is Brian Macklin getting around the 2 in the super crossover through turns 3 and 4. Barely able to clear the 2 machine, and Brian Macklin now back in position number 2, officially never lost a slot. Chad Cole did not get the jump he wanted, so now he's going to contend with Brian Macklin, Dwayne Vincent, both on his bumper. Brett McBride in that mix as well. Scott Stenzel, your top 5. The 68 is Scott Simley and CJ LeVere, 6 and 7 respectively. They're the next 2 drivers driving side by side. CJ LeVere, one of the runners up in the Asphalt Assault B Series last year here at Real Sim Racing, looking to continue his momentum into the 2014 RSR B Series, and going to do it with hopefully with a big finish here at Kansas. CJ LeVere still running on the inside of the 68 of Scott Simley. Scott Simley making contact with the wall now, lets the 41 easily by, and now here comes the 41 of EJ O'Rourke. He'll take advantage of the position change as well. They are a single file all through your top 6. This top 7 car, CJ LeVere in the 4 machine, and the 41 of EJ O'Rourke now trying to pick up some position as well. Keith Brooks Jr. side by side with Chad Schilling. Chad Schilling now almost making contact with a 35 machine. Chad Schilling was a pitcher, wasn't he? Well, not today. He's a NASCAR driver, or at least an iRacing driver, I should say, and he is going to get passed by the 78 of Keith Brooks Jr. The Samsung Chevrolet gets around the 35, the Cracker Barrel Coca-Cola Chevrolet of Chad Schilling very easily. Schilling now trying to cross over at that position, so he's going to try to get position number 8 back and should be able to do it in a convincing fashion. Jose Gonzalez, after starting all the way back in 20th, contact, 78, 35, Jose Gonzalez barely misses it, 35, down on pit road, down has heavy contact on that machine. That's Chad Schilling in the grass here at Kansas, and that is not the look he wanted. That is not the opportunity he wanted after making contact with a 78 machine. Chad Schilling in the dirt, not able to save it, but he will at least save himself from a little bit of damage. The 78 machine not so lucky. Keith Brooks making heavy contact with the wall, bowed in. Matt Hood a little bit out there after making contact with the wall, coming off of turns 3 and 4, making contact with the 35 machine, and Matt will bring out another caution flag. You're right on board with Jose Gonzalez there in the split screen. Take a look. I don't know how Jose Gonzalez missed that accident. He just did, and he was able to do it in significant fashion, and that is the break he needed right now. Yellow flag is not out on the field. Yellow flag is not out, I repeat. Yellow flag not out as a result of that incident. We speculated it would, but it did not come out that time by. So Chad Cole and everybody continues to go green flag racing, and the guy who I think got a little gun shy as a result of that is going to be Jose Gonzalez. You see the 26 machine now running in position number 8. The Meatball Company Chevrolet Impala. He's got a little bit of damage on that machine, but not enough to affect him. The big thing was he was able to save that car from getting in a much bigger incident than needed to be, and by doing that, he's really assured himself at least some more competitive laps here, if not being able to have a competitive car that could take him all the way to the front. Chad Cole still in the lead on lap 54. Dwayne Vincent, Brian Macklin, Brett McBride, Scott Stenzel, your top 5. Keith Brooks Jr., CJ LeVere, Scott Simley, Jose Gonzalez, EJ O'Rourke, and Bobby Terrell now rounding out your top 10. And let's just give a shout to Terrell and Jose Gonzalez real quick. Jose Gonzalez for missing that incident just a moment ago. Bobby Terrell in the 7 machine. He's able to make his way from the 20th position now all the way to 10th. He has effectively bisected this field, and he is hungry. He wants more. Bobby Terrell will not be satisfied with a 10th place finish. He wants to get back up front and start competing for the lead. But everyone's going to have a hard time competing with Chad Cole right now. Over half a second on the rest of the field. Chad Cole must know something about this B car that nobody else knows, because he has got the field locked up right now. He's got it in the sleeper hold, and Brian Macklin starting to fade away a little bit as they come to the line to complete lap number 55 this time. it's going to be a almost an 0.8 of a second, almost a full second gap between him and Brian Macklin. Now battle for position number 3 as Scott Stenzel gets beside Dwayne Vincent in the number 2 machine. Dwayne Vincent knows he can walk away with the top 5 potentially, and he is not going to let the 42 get around him. Scott Stenzel now under fire from Rhett McBride in the 15 machine. Rhett McBride looking to make some moves out here in his Ford Mustang. Rhett McBride goes way low, almost dangerously close to that apron that has claimed a couple drivers already here tonight at Kansas. Not going to get on it this time around, but he is going to lose a lot of position. He's going to lose about 3 car lengths to the 42 of Scott Stenzel. So Stenzel now making contact with the wall, opening the door for the 15. 15 to Rhett McBride. Does he have enough horsepower to do it this time by? That pony on the hood of his Ford Mustang, working as hard as it can. That thoroughbred wants to get up front, wants to get into position number 4. The 42, however, just won't let it happen. The 42, the 15 now on the apron, digging as hard as he can. No bueno. The 15 of Rhett McBride stays in position number 5. Now back around position number 7, Jose Gonzalez almost hooking up with Scott Simley. Simley getting the draft from E.J. O'Rourke in the 41 machine. That's a Gary Mercer trucking for a Ford Mustang, hooking up with the 68 in front of him. And those two guys are going to try a little bit of drafting, see if they can't make 2 cars work faster than 1 out there and try to get up with the spread out field. I hate to say it, but a lot of drivers right now are going to start looking for a yellow flag, only because the yellow flag will bunch them up and once again, and they'll be able to start racing just a little bit harder out there, knowing that they can compete with the driver next to them. Right now, it's all about being smart and all about playing the strategy game out there. Now they're betting against the cars. Now they're betting against how much can I conserve my gas, how much can I conserve my tires without getting past, without having to worry about anything out there. And these guys, if they're able to mitigate that, they might be able to mitigate a good finish. Brian Harvey gets around the lap 78 of Keith Brooks Jr. Brooks Jr. has some hood and trouble. The 78 of Keith Brooks Jr. He gets in the wall hard. Now he's going to go into the grass. The 78 of Keith Brooks Jr. goes mowing the grass, and he is going to go at least another lap down. No yellow flag out yet, as it was only 1 car involved in that incident, but the 78, his night is not looking good. It was a good run that just got a whole lot harder after making contact with the wall once again. Back up front, the 8 machine of Chad Cole. That's the Lowe's Chevrolet Super Sport. He is just on it. Rocky's a rocket sled on rails right now, getting almost a second over Brian Macklin, has a second over Dwayne Vincent, Scott Stenzel, Rhett McBride, CJ LeVere, Jose Gonzalez, Scott Simley, E.J. O'Rourke, and Bobby Terrell. He's just got this field right exactly where he wants it to be. Now remember, Chad Cole's only got 3 starts on the season, but he's made the most of it, winning 2 of the first 4 races of the RSR Icebreaker Winter Series out here. So Chad Cole doing exactly what he needs to do, doing everything he needs to do, in fact, to keep that number 8 machine up in front of the field, and more importantly, could walk away with win number 3 of 5 races run so far this season. Yes, if he wins this race, he will have won over half the races run so far in the Winter Icebreaker Series. That's got to be a great start to a season, and that could get him the points lead if he can stay way in front of Brian Macklin. Brian Macklin, however, starting to catch up to him now. Last time by, he picked up almost a 1/10 of a second on the 8 of Chad Cole. So Brian Macklin now starting to show a little bit of muscle in the Jason Leffler FedEx replica machine, running that number 30 out there. So Brian Macklin running an honor a left turn, trying to do everything he can to show that same tenacity out there and try to walk away with win number 2 on the season. Dwayne Vincent now in 3rd. Rhett McBride finds a way around the 42 of Scott Stenzel. Rhett McBride in position number 4. CJ LeFair is still in the top 5. He's in top 10. He's in position number 6. Jose Gonzalez hanging on. He's in position number 7. Scott Simley 8th. E.J. O'Rourke 9th. And it's going to be Bobby Terrell, after getting involved in that incident, can't find a way to get any higher than 10th out there. But I don't think he's looking to get any higher right now. He's just looking to run some clean laps and find a way to make it work. Back up front, Chad Cole could have some company very, very quickly. 65 hundredths last time around between him. Now he's going to cut off a 1/10 of a second. Brian Macklin now only half a second behind Chad Cole. So Brian Macklin, even though he made contact with the wall, he's still got a lot of hot forward momentum and Brian Macklin could very easily find his way up through the field right now, and he could find his way battling with Chad Cole. Chad Cole, though, he is on a tear right now. He looks like he's a slot car just riding the rails right now. Brian Macklin doing everything he can to catch right back up to him. Let's see how much that wall ride hurt him going to turns 1 and 2 that time by. Despite the wall ride, he is going to lose a tenth of a second. Let's go on board with the 30 machine of Brian Macklin for a few laps as he continues to try to reel in your leader, Chad Cole. Caution out on the field for the, I believe, the 6th time out here as the 41 of E.J. O'Rourke, not able to save it coming off of turns 3 and 4. Nope, check that, it'll be turns 1 and 2, looks like, as E.J. O'Rourke spins it off turns 1 and 2 and gets it down into the grass, or no, onto the apron before spinning it out almost in front of the rest of the field. E.J. O'Rourke in the 41 machine, he was a strong competitor in the race earlier, but after that spin, he might have a little bit of trouble recovering. Pace car out once again, and here come pit stops. Chad Cole, Brian Macklin, Dwayne Vincent, Scott Stenzel, Rhett McBride, all coming to the attention of their crews. Battles are won and lost on pit road. Let's see what decisions they make out here to try to solidify their campaigns here tonight at Kansas. Chad Cole has the top spot. Brian Macklin immediately behind him. The 8 ducks into his stall. The 30 ducks into his stall. The 30 is the first one on pit road. The 8, he overshoots the stall. The 26 overshoots the stall as well. This could be the opening the 30 of Brian Macklin was looking for. It's going to be a 4-tire stop for Macklin, a 4-tire stop for Chad Cole, a 4-tire stop for the 26 machine. The 2 makes it a 4-tire stop as well. The 42, however, only makes it a 2-tire stop. It's 2 tires. It is going to be a 4-tire stop, but he was the fastest stop out there. The 42 almost gets out in front of the 30, but he's not able to do so. But he will pick up a lot of position, 3 positions on the field. So Brian Macklin now back in position number 1. Scott Stenzel 2, Dwayne Vincent 3rd, Rhett McBride 4th. Chad Cole, after overshooting his stall, will drop to position number 5. Let's go ahead and let them sort it out. We are over halfway done here at, we're just over halfway done here at Kansas Speedway. It's going to be Brian Macklin back in control of the field. Can he hold on for win number 2? We'll find out when we return with the Real Sim Racing Icebreaker Winter Series live on LSRTV. You see it right there on the screen, the tail of the tape. Six caution flags littering Kansas Speedway tonight. Over a third of the race so far run under caution, which means all the big position switches change on pit road. Race car lights are off. They are side by side here in the RealSimRacing.com Winter Icebreaker Winter Series. Brian Macklin, Scott Stenzel restart on row number 1. Dwayne Vincent right behind them. Jan Cole, Scott Simley, CJ Lavere, Jose Gonzalez, Bobby Terrell, Al Smith Jr. rounding out the top 10. Pace car getting ready to get to the safety of pit road this time by. He does so with haste, and now it's Brian Macklin's field to lead. The 42 immediately right beside him, waiting for him to restart it. The 30 hits the loud pedal hard, and now the 30 of Brian Macklin officially back in control of this race on lap number 72. Dwayne Vincent in second. It's going to be a battle for third as Scott Stenzel lets the two beside him with relative ease. Stenzel in third, Rhett McBride fourth, and now it's a battle for fifth as the former leader, the 8 of Chad Cole, getting beside the 68 of Scott Simley. Simley not wanting to give away that position, but he may be forced to, as now the 26 of Jose Gonzalez finds his way up, and he's going to start doing some battle as well. Jose Gonzalez wanting a position. He wants to get it off the 68 machine of Scott Simley. What will happen when we go by? Will be Jose Gonzalez 6th, Chad Cole 5th, and Scott Simley dropping 2 positions from 5th to 7th. As we see the leader always seem to do out here on the restart, gets the huge jump as he watches everybody battle in his rear view mirror. The battle going on right now is between the 42 of Scott Stenzel, the 2 of Dwayne Vincent. Side by side, they continue to battle, but they put their battle aside to try to catch up with that 30 machine of Brian Macklin. Macklin, now only 3 car lengths between him and the 42 and 2, who are still doing battle on the front straightaway. The 2 of Dwayne Vincent gets a position on the 42 of Scott Stenzel. Brian Macklin in that group is still leading, but he might be under the pressure. Looks like the 30 of Brian Macklin makes contact with the wall, opening the door for the 2 of Dwayne Vincent. The 42 Scott Stenzel there as well, with the damage the 30 already had earlier on the rear bumper. That side damage cannot be helping him at all right now as well. So the 2 machine trying to take advantage, but not able to do so. Almost had to check it up there during 3 and 4. Now he's going to get on the apron, trying to get the speed boost. Does it work? Not quite. The 42 and 2 working in tandem as if they're one car. Now the 42 machine of Scott Stenzel gets the run on the low side. The 2 machine of Dwayne Vincent on the high side. They battle side by side. The 42 machine drops back, and now the 2 and 30 are going to do battle once again. The 42 might be having some engine issues out there. He just dropped back a position, second to third to fourth, and now he might lose another position. That's a 15 of Rhett McBride. Gets side by side with the 42. On the apron, the 15 goes. Rhett McBride trying to get past the 42 of happen this time, but they'll continue to be side by side as they go into turns 1 and 2. McBride has the jump. If he can complete it, he will have position number 4. Wreck in front, your leaders, 30, getting around, the 2 making contact with him. And it looks like that should bring out the caution flag. Yes, it will. It will bring out the caution flag. Your leaders up front, your leaders making contact. The 30 machine, the king, long live the king. The king is dead after making contact with the 2 machine. You're seeing it on the replay as we speak. The 30 machine, just the 30 machine of Brian Macklin, after being so dominant on the track, loses it coming off of turn number 2, gets it sideways, wants to save it, unable to. The number 2 machine of Dwayne Vincent barrels straight into him, not wasting any time trying to get the position if the 30 is going to give it up, but he's going to go sideways instead and make contact with that 30 machine. The 30 and the 2 side by side. The 2 machine able to keep it off the wall. The 30 machine now a little bit more damage to his ride. Caution flag out for the 7th time tonight. This just goes to show you how difficult of a raceway Kansas Speedway is. This track is a very difficult track to run. It's a very, very hard place to go and run fast and run competitively, and your ability as a driver will be tested going at breakneck speeds around Kansas Speedway. Meanwhile, everyone's going to do the opposite and test their mettle at freeway speeds down on pit road. 55 the speed limit. Chad Cole leads them down to his second pit box. Rhett McBride goes down there as well. Scott Stenzel, Jose Gonzalez all coming to the attention of their crews. Let's see what everybody does when they come around. This time, Chad Cole in the 8 machine. He will take at least 2 tires. Will be a 4-tire stop. No, Jose Gonzalez only going to take 2 tires this time by. The 26 machine down and away before anybody even takes a look. The 8 machine is stopped. the A machine looked like he stopped on pit road a little bit to get a little bit of damage taken care of on his Lowe's Chevrolet out there. So the number 8 of Chad Cole, he's going to go down to position number 3, it looks like, as he's going to get passed by Rick McBride as well. Scott Stenzel also as well. But Jose Gonzalez being the biggest surprise out there. 2-tire stop for Jose Gonzalez, not wasting any time on pit road. Gets his tires, gets his fuel, gets out of the way, and Jose Gonzalez with a 7.7 second stop. He will be the first driver off pit road, and he will lead his first laps of the night. Brian Macklin taking credit for that incident we saw just a moment ago, telling his crew chief, I don't know what happened. I just got loose. The car had a mind of its own, and that ended his run up at the top of the field, which opens the door now for a lot of drivers to take away the points lead, including Bobby Terrell. He was involved in an incident earlier. He is back in position number 6. Jose Gonzalez in the 26 machine. He's now in the lead for the first time tonight. Scott Stenzel could lead some laps as well. Rhett McBride also in the mix. Remember, Rhett McBride was the first man looking on the outside, looking in, 11th in points out there. So Rhett McBride looking for a big boost to his campaign here in the Winter Icebreaker Series. AJ Al Smith Jr., I should say, in the 96 machine. He's someone that's kind of kept quiet tonight in that 96 machine, but Al Smith in the Upstate Racing Ford Mustang, he's found a way to really make it work for him, to make the car work for him, and make the field work for him, more importantly, not getting caught in one of these 7 laps or caution incidents out here. And with that, he's going to be able to have a clean car that can potentially run in the top 5. And of course, Upstate Racing will be coming here to LSRTV this week, this Thursday. In fact, you'll be able to see Upstate Racing racing live here on LSRTV. For more information, visit our website at lsrtv.com. Check that. It's going to be live at simracing.com. I got the old copy of the notes. You'll have to forgive me out there, those watching us with the real sim racing and the Icebreaker Series here at Kansas Speedway. Jose Gonzalez in control of this field. Scott Stenzel, Rhett McBride, Chad Cole, Bobby Terrell, your top 5. So pace car lights are off when we cross the line. It will be, I believe, 40 to go. Wait, 40? 50 to go, I should say. I'll get a little bit ahead of myself out there. Pace car will have lights off. It's one more raid lap to go for back to Green Flag Racing. Jose Gonzalez now in with a Meatball Company Chevrolet. He's up front and first. Scott Stenzel outside on the outside of him. Rhett McBride, Chad Cole, your next group. Rhett McBride, the 8. The 8 of Chad Cole and the 15 of Rhett McBride in row number 2. Bobby Terrell, Al Smith Jr., row number 3. CJ LeVere, Brian Harvey, Chad Schilling, Bruce Perry rounding out your top 10. Not to be counted out just yet. Doug Hippie Wyatt, he's in position number 11. John Wilco is in the 2 machine. He's in position number 13. EJ O'Rourke, after getting involved in an incident, he's back in position number 14. Stephen Herring, 15. Luis Rodriguez, 16th. Dwayne Vincent, after getting involved with the incident with Brian Macklin, will restart 17th, and Brian Macklin at the tail end of this field. 28 cars came in, only 20 remain. Green flag flies, and we are back to racing on lap number 81. Jose Gonzalez back in control. Scott Stenzel, Rhett McBride now doing battle for position number 2. Scott Stenzel been trying to lead laps all night, or at least stay within the top 5. He's able to do so, but he's not going to be able to lead a lap as Jose Gonzalez just gets too good of a start out there. Rhett McBride on the low side, the 42 machine of Scott Stenzel on the high side. They continue to run side by side, back and forth. The 15 machine of Rhett McBride, nowhere to go for him but forward. He's trying the Jose Gonzalez line, going as low as he can, trying to go back as high as he can. The 42 machine, though, unable, just won't let him by. The 42 machine now gets sideways. Scott Stenzel sideways in front of the field. That's going to bring out the caution flag. It makes contact with a 66. Heavy contact. The 42 machine, nowhere to go. The yellow striped Chevrolet of Scott Stenzel, now heavy smoke billowing from it, and that fatal mistake might have cost him his night and his chance at a top 5 finish here at Kansas Speedway. The 42 of Scott Stenzel, he found his way up to position number 2, but in the same fashion that other drivers have, trying to overdrive it on the high side through turns 1 and 2, and right in the middle of it at the apex of the turn, loses it entirely, not able to make it work the way he wants it to, and the car just gets a mind of his own, goes around and around, makes heavy contact with the 66 machine. That 66 belonging to Brian Harvey. Brian Harvey's night might be in trouble as well, but the 42 of Scott Stenzel, he may be done. Let's watch that replay again off the on the 68 of Scott Simley. I keep wanting to call him Scott Smiley. Scott Simley. Let's take a look at on the onboard of him. You see the number. You see the 42 just spinning right in front of him. He's got nowhere to go. He could potentially be caught in that incident as well, but he has to make the clutch maneuver very quickly. Do I go high or do I go low? You see him wanting to go high, and then ultimately, as the 42 spins around, he goes low, able to save that car and get back on track without any damage. So Scott Simley gets our close shave of the night award, and Scott Simley going to be able to keep it moving forward. He's down on pit road now with a handful of other cars. Your leaders electing not to come down this time by. Jose Gonzalez will not come down. Rhett McBride, Chad Cole, Bobby Terrell, CJ LeVere, your top 5 not coming down pit road. Al Smith Jr. stays out. Brian Harvey stays out. Chad Schilling stays out. Hippie stays out. A lot of guys staying out. Only one's down on pit road. The 30 of Brian Macklin trying to get some damage repaired. The 2 of Dwayne Vincent, 4 tires and some damage repaired. Scott Simley, despite saving the car, he's going to go ahead and go down there, and it looks like he might have a little bit of front end damage he wants to get taken care of. Now he has the moment. Stephen Herring in the 98 Florida International University Chevrolet, he's going to come down and get a little damage corrected as well and try to play the tire game with the rest of these drivers on the field. Jose Gonzalez in control of this field. Rhett McBride, Chad Cole, Bobby Terrell, CJ LeVere rounding out your top 5. And in fact, the lights should go off this time by, and we should be back to green flag racing in just a lap's time. Let's see what happens as the first racing Ford Mustang pace car comes to the front line, the start finish line. Will the lights go off this time by? Survey says no, they will not. So we're going to have 2 more laps of parade racing here as Jose Gonzalez, Rhett McBride, Chad Cole, Bobby Terrell, CJ LeVere all continue to run out here on the field. We talked about CJ LeVere earlier. He was one of the runners up in the Real Sim Racing Asphalt Assault B Series here at Real Sim Racing. Tonight he's trying to get a little bit of avenge his run a little bit that he had last season. He ended up in the top 5 in points. CJ LeVere, one of the stronger competitors in this group, and now CJ LeVere in the early running of the Icebreaker Winter Series, he's struggling a little bit out there on the field. 4 starts, his average finish 27th. Plus or minus. So CJ LeVere trying to break that a little bit tonight. He's going to try to get out front and at least finish top 5, which would help his campaign significantly. You know he's good in these icebreaker cars and these B cars, running the Ford Mustang out there. You know, I think it's just a matter of time before CJ LeVere really finds his strength in this winter icebreaker series and really finds his way back up front. He is going to be a driver you're going to want to watch here at Real Sim Racing. He's got a good head on him, and it's only a matter of time before you find him back up front or back potentially in a victory lane. Pace car lights will go out this time by. Let's go ahead and double them up and get ready to go back to green flag racing on lap 87. Time rapidly running out, almost just over 40 laps to go at this juncture. Jose Gonzalez, Rhett McBride at the top of the pole. Chad Cole, Bobby Terrell positions row number 2 behind him. CJ LeVere, Al Smith Jr. in row number 3. Chad Schilling, Doug Wyatt in row number 4. Bruce Perry and Brendan Mercer now rounding out the top 5. Brian Harvey, Scott Stenzel, both several laps down as a result of that incident. Scott Stenzel is retired for the evening, so 19 cars will remain on the track. Brian Harvey in the 66 machine, he's also retired as well after making a contact with the 42 of Scott Stenzel. So 18 cars remain on the lead lap. 18 cars remain on the lead lap. 28 came in. We've already seen several cars retire as a result of incidents. Who's going to be the next victim of this gladiator ring tonight at Kansas Speedway? So the pace car gets ready to come down pit road, this time by safe to the safety of pit road. Jose Gonzalez, he's not going to waste any time. As soon as the pace car's gone, he hits the big pedal on the right, on the left, and we're going back to green flag racing. Jose Gonzalez hits it. We're gone. Jose Gonzalez in the lead. Chad Cole now in second. Brett McBride in third. CJ LeVere, Bobby Terrell back in the mix. Terrell making it 3 wide temporarily through turns 1 and 2. Now it's going to be a 2 wide race. The 7 going to hook up in the back bumper of the 4 of CJ LeVere. Now the 7 wants to go 3 wide again. No one to go 3 wide with, though. So we're going to have some issues. Yellow flag out, I believe, once again. Nope. No, let's... sorry, heard the producer wrong. We're on board now with Bobby Terrell in the 7 machine. Bobby Terrell running as hard as he can on that 7 machine. You see him running on the back bumper of the 15, about 2 car lengths away, but that's going to be enough to get around CJ LeVere this time around and put the 7 in position number 4. Chad Cole, who won. Well, now we've got trouble. The 25 of Doug Wyatt. Hippie in trouble. Hippie gets into the wall, and now is going to break down into the 29 machine of Mercer. Mercer nowhere to go, bumps the 25, and 25 is going to go spinning. That's going to make caution number 9 as Doug Wyatt, heavy contact on that machine, both front end and back end. Hippie could be out of the race, or at least going to need a new paint shop. He's going to need to go back to Hippie's paint shop to get that car repainted and resprayed. Pace car out once again. We're back to yellow flag racing for the 9th time here at Kansas Speedway. So Doug Wyatt in the 25 machine. Hippie just finding himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. Laura's taking the replay now, and let's go ahead and take a look at exactly how that all came to be. 25 machine, a victim looks like of just through turns number 1 and 2, tries to overdrive it at the apex of the turn, and then continues just to save it. Try to save it through turns 1 and 2 after making contact with the wall. Tries to save it, nowhere to go. The 29 machine that belongs to Brendan Mercer didn't do him any favors either, as he made a little bit of contact with him on the back end as the 29 was spinning around, and the 29 of Doug Wyatt, 25 of Doug Wyatt, nowhere to go. Hippie's going to go for a ride, and now he's going to have to go back, take that machine back to Hippie's paint shop and get it resprayed and hope for a better finish next week here in the Real Sim Racing Icebreaker Winter Series. So 89 laps in the books. When we cross the start-finish line, we will have only 40 to go. 9 yellow flags littering this race. And still plenty of time left in this chariot race for someone to stand out and claim the crown of laurels. Who will it be? Will it be Jose Gonzalez, Chad Cole, Bobby Terrell, or maybe someone else in the field, an underdog? Could very easily take it away. Let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more action in the RSR Icebreaker Series at Kansas Speedway, live on LSRTV. Jose Gonzalez, Chad Cole back on the front row here at Kansas with time running out. Less than 40 to go at this juncture. Chad Cole, Jose Gonzalez starting first and second here in the Real Sim Racing Icebreaker Winter Series, live from Kansas on LSRTV. The pace car is off, and Jose Gonzalez wastes no time. Probably making it 3 wide to number 2, debating making it 4 wide as we go into turns 1 and 2. Can they hold 3 wide? Can they hold 3.5 wide? The submachine of Terrell goes high. The number 41 of EJ O'Rourke goes low, and now we get a 2x2. No, the 8's going to try to make it go 3 wide once again. The 8 of Chad Cole, knowing time is running out, he's going to try to work high and work hard. Now here comes the 3 machine, the Scott Brotherton, the AC Delco Chevrolet. He's going to make it work. The submachine, though, he might be in trouble. He hits the brakes hard. He is slowing up. The submachine of Bobby Terrell coming down pit road. Bobby Terrell might have some big problems. He's going to come down pit road, and he is going to get out of the way of the contenders right now. Either a black flag or potential engine problem with that machine is going to cost him a lot of position. Jose Gonzalez, however, he will continue to stay up front. Rhett McBride second, Dwayne Vincent third, Chad Cole in position number 5, and EJ O'Rourke now finds himself in position number 4 here at Kansas Speedway. Chad Schilling back in the mix, Brian Macklin in the mix as well. CJ LeVere, Al Smith Jr. rounding out your top 10. And the entire field has singled off throughout the entire group. Rhett McBride now trying to get around Tequila Joe. Jose Gonzalez doing everything he can to hold him off, as you see the number 7 come off of pit road, but it'll be too little too late, as he's going to lose 1 lap, and he's going to need a lucky dog to get back with this group. And if anyone's rooting for a yellow flag right now, it might be the 7 of Bobby Terrell. Bobby Terrell doing a splash and go down on pit road. Strange maneuver for the submachine, but it might just be enough to get him to finish the race, with everybody else needing to come down eventually. The 15 gets away the top position. The 26 makes contact with the wall going through turns 1 and 2. The big crossover by Rhett McBride off the front straightaway will take away that front position, and Dwayne Vincent goes around him as well. Jose Gonzalez dropping like a rock in an icy pond, as Chad Cole will pick up position number 3 away from Jose Gonzalez. Now 3 wide once again through turns 3 and 4. The 41, the 30, the 35, all in the mix there. They're able to get through safe and sound, and they now continue to run as hard as they can with time running out. 34 laps left to go here at on this field, and we got trouble up front. Trouble up front. The 15 machine of Rhett McBride going for a spin. He's hit the spin cycle. He hits it hard, as Rhett McBride now having crab walking, trying to get back on the racing surface. His night might be over. Seriously crab walking now. Rhett McBride, he was in the top position, but he is going to have to give it up after going for the spin cycle ride. Maybe getting the bump from the number 2 machine after getting loose through the turn. That will be unlucky caution flag number 10. So as you saw the replay there just a moment ago, the 15 of Rhett McBride trying to hold off the 2 of Dwayne Vincent, driving it real hard in through turns 1 and 2, gets sideways through 1 into 2, gets even more sideways. You see the smoke starting to come off the tires, and the 2 machine, I'm not sure if he didn't see the tires starting to smoke, or if he wasn't sure what the 15 was doing, or maybe he's just trying to get around him. In any event, he punts the 15 into the wall, makes contact with the 8 and the 26, and that is going to send the 15 for the spin cycle, destroying his front suspension, and that could be the end of his night. That as well. The 8 machine getting minimal damage as a result of that. Chad Cole looks like he's still running straight as a result of that incident. Jose Gonzalez as well getting a little bit of it, but not enough to potentially affect him. We'll have to find out what happens to him as the race goes on. Pit road being a busy place right now. Dwayne Vincent, Chad Cole, Jose Gonzalez, Brian Macklin, EJ O'Rourke, CJ LeVere all coming down to the attention of their crews, and now Bobby Terrell will get his lap back, as he's going to stay out. Remember, he did a splash and go just a moment ago and went a lap down. The 26 punts the 2 going into his pit stall. The 26, I think, just sent the 2 of Dwayne Vincent a message out there, as the 2 gets booted into his pit stall, and now the 2 machine is going to pull up right beside the 26, and it looks like he's going to drive it back into his pit stall. That's going to cost the 2 a whole lot of time and a little bit of damage. Look for some penalties as a result of that one. Brian Macklin, the first one off pit road. E.J. O'Rourke, second. Chad Schilling, C.J. LeVere. C.J. LeVere will be third off. Chad Schilling fourth. And Al Smith Jr. might find his way into the top 5. But the biggest story to follow right down there was the number 2 machine of Dwayne Vincent. After getting involved in his second incident tonight, getting booted by Jose Gonzalez. I'm not exactly sure if that was a message or that was just hard driving between the two of them, but that's nonetheless, I think, a message has been sent to the number 2 team. Still on pit road is the 15 of Rhett McBride and the 8 of Chad Cole, as they've got a lot of damage to repair on those cars to make them competitive once again. Radio's at fury now, trying to figure out what exactly took place on pit road. What we know for a fact is back up in front of the field is the FedEx machine. Delivering first place is Brian Macklin in the 30. E.J. O'Rourke in the 41. He will be second. C.J. LeFair third. Chad Schilling fourth. Al Smith Jr. breaks into the top 5 for the first time tonight. And now Jose Gonzalez apologizing to Dwayne Vincent for that incident. He didn't know. He said he potentially misjudged the entrance to his pit stall, and that was absolutely not an intentional call on the part of Jose Gonzalez getting into the number 2 of Dwayne Vincent. So he's never done that before, apologizing vehemently to the 2. No response from the 2 yet, but I'm sure that this is an event that's going to want to be reviewed by the officials. When we hit the start-finish line, it will be 30 laps left to go in this feature here at Kansas. Brian Macklin up front, E.J. O'Rourke, C.J. LeVere, Chad Schilling, A.L. Smith Jr., your top 5. Jose Gonzalez, Brendan Mercer, Scott Brotherton, Bruce Perry, John Wilco now breaking into the top 10 for the first time tonight. Also in the mix, Luis Rodriguez, Doug Wyatt back in the top 15 after getting involved in an incident earlier. Stephen Herring, Scott Simley, yes, that's correct. Bobby Terrell and Dwayne Vincent all rounding out the top 17. Chad Cole back on the track, but not by a whole lot, as he gets back down pit road to try to fix whatever's left of his machine. The number 8 machine of Chad Cole was one of the stronger running machines out there, but now going back down pit road, trying to get his car in as best capacity as he can and try to hold on for what was supposed to be a huge finish for that team. Pace car lights are off. Brian Macklin, E.J. O'Rourke, both on top of the pole and both looking to make some moves here with 30 laps to go, 29 as soon as we cross the start-finish line to start this race. Then it was started. Restart, I should say, as it were. Brian Macklin back up in front of the group, now looking to get away solely with the points lead here at Kansas Speedway. Remember, they have Robbie Terrell and Brian Macklin have almost identical stats, and after tonight's race, they will have nearly identical stats. But Brian Macklin could very easily walk away with the points lead if he can finish in front of Bobby Terrell and finish with the most laps led. E.J. O'Rourke definitely candidate to do that here tonight. Brian Macklin definitely candidate to do that tonight, and he can very easily do that here as the pace car goes off of pit road, and they're wasting no time. Brian Macklin hitting the restart, hitting it hard. He's down on the apron to restart on lap 102. 29 laps left to go in tonight's feature. E.J. O'Rourke behind him, C.J. LeVere third, Chad Schilling fourth, and now it's a battle for fifth as Al Smith Jr. doing battle with Jose Gonzalez. Heavy front end damage on the front of the 26 machine, and the 26 is going to need someone to help him out to keep moving forward. Jose Gonzalez lets around Al Smith Jr., and Al Smith Jr. in the upstate Ford Mustang. He will take position number 5 away, but here comes Jose Gonzalez once again, trying to get away that position and take it away in a big way. Jose Gonzalez, the 96, Al Smith Jr. still doing battle side by side. Al Smith Jr. trying to get away from Jose Gonzalez, but Jose Gonzalez loving that low line, using it to the best of his advantage. If anyone can use it, it is Jose Gonzalez. He's going to continue to run hard. Meanwhile, back up in position number 2, C.J. LeVere has some jump on E.J. O'Rourke, and E.J. O'Rourke's going to lose position to C.J. LeVere. C.J. LeVere now jumps to position number 2, and now the 41 of E.J. O'Rourke could lose more position as the 35 of Chad Schilling looking to pitch his car into that group as well. The Cracker Barrel Chevrolet doing battle with the Gary Mercer Trucking Ford Mustang, and that is going to be a battle for third. The 35 machine getting around the 96 Al Smith Jr. That's not an issue, but he wants to get around E.J. O'Rourke to potentially walk away with a podium position. Meanwhile, Brian Macklin once again back in control of this field. Remember, Macklin started on the pole position, and he'd like nothing better than to finish it there as well. Brian Macklin in control of this field, almost a half second over C.J. LaVere, a full second over E.J. O'Rourke, and Chance Schilling, Al Smith Jr., Jose Gonzalez doing everything they can to battle for the scraps behind him. Now Brendan Mercer in the number 29 machine. He's going to be the tail end of that train in position number 7, trying to hold on for dear life. Scott Brotherton, Bruce Perry now under fire, and there's a lot of qualified drivers behind him. Doug Wyatt trying to break into the top 10 as well. The 68 machine of Scott Simley trying to break in. Then there's a champion, Bobby Terrell. He wants to get a piece of it as well. Bobby Terrell and the two of Dwayne Vincent getting dangerously close to making contact. Now the 68 is in the wall. The 68 belonging to Scott Simley, running out of real estate, touches the wall, and he's going to lose a lot of position. Goes from 11th to about 15th, 16th, 3 wide now into turns 3 and 4. Bobby Terrell in the 7, the 25 in the mix as well, the 6 in the mix. The 25 decides not to make it 3 wide anymore. Scary enough. The hippie's going to go back a little bit. Now the 3 is in the wall. The 3 machine of Scott Brotherton. He runs out of real estate. He hits the wall glue. He hits it hard. 6 now in the wall. 2 machine. He's going to get sideways a little bit. Almost loses it. Able to save it. The 6 machine, though, getting hard in the wall. Bruce Perry, you getting the wall glue, and he's going to drop positions as well. The racing is getting harder as they continue to fight. Tooth and nail, hammer and tong, getting all the position they can, knowing this race could end at any given moment. Brian Macklin now has some company up front. A car length behind him is the 4 of C.J. LaVere. LaVere trying to get a big win, his first win tonight, or the first win for the Icebreaker Winter Series season, and potentially his first top 10 win of the season, or top 10 finish of the season as well. Brian Macklin, however, he's got his eyes on a bigger prize. He's got his eyes on the points lead, and he wants to do everything he can to hold on to it. Battle for position number 3 now, as E.J. O'Rourke and Jose Gonzalez doing battle side by side. Gonzalez gets the jump over the 41 on the low side, and Jose Gonzalez, who's been so dominant on the low side, continues to be dominant again. Jose Gonzalez, he'll be in position number 3. E.J. O'Rourke, position number 4. Al Smith Jr., position number 5. It's going to be Chance Schilling now on the outside looking in 6th. Brendan Mercer, 7th. Bobby Terrell, after all that 3 wide racing, will escape with position number 8. Doug Hippie Wyatt, he's going to find himself in position number 9, and Dwayne Vincent going to round out your top 10 on this field. Meanwhile, all eyes are up front as Brian Macklin, C.J. LaVere, 2 car lengths between them. It's going to be a matter of time before one of these drivers is going to make a move, and it's going to be very interesting watching one of these drivers make the move first. So Brian Macklin, C.J. LaVere, 0.2 of a second, 1 car length between them. The 30 Wiggles coming off of turns 1 and 2. Now going to try to make it down to turns 3 and 4 as well. C.J. LaVere, remains 1 car length behind. I think LaVere's playing a little bit of conservation out there, trying to save his stuff for the last laps. When we cross the line, it will officially be 20 to go. 20 to go as we score lap number 111. C.J. LaVere 2nd, Brian Macklin 3rd. Now back in position number 3, it's Jose Gonzalez, E.J. O'Rourke, and now Al Smith Jr. getting a little bit hungry in the upstate Ford Mustang. He's going to make almost touch the 41 of E.J. O'Rourke in the Gary Mercer Ford Fusion. They're going to go almost side by side there. The 41 and the 96 doing battle back in 4th. E.J. O'Rourke knows the 96 is behind him, but is not going to. The 96 is going to be clean about it. Not going to make the move until the door is open. They cross the line for lap 112. 19 left to go. Something interesting that I always like to remind viewers about, right about this time, as the 3 of Scott Brotherton once again gets into the wall. That car is limping now. The 3 machine gets on the apron, gets it back up to speed, but Scott Brotherton could be in some very serious trouble as they continue to run out there. Something I always like to remind our viewers at this point at this juncture in the race, this juncture in the race, if there's a yellow flag to go with less than 5 to 7 laps to go, there is a risk we will not have a restart. It will go to a yellow flag finish, and the field will be locked as they finish the last time they cross the line. So all these drivers cognizant of it, and with 10 yellow flags on the field, that is definitely a threat for each of these drivers out here. So they're driving as hard as they can, knowing that every lap could take away from racing time, and that wherever they end up under a yellow flag, that might be where they end up for the race. So each of these drivers trying to run as hard as they can with this few laps left to go, knowing that they're running out of time and opportunities to make the big move. Brian Macklin continues to stay on top of the field. CJ Oliveira second. Jose Gonzalez, despite the front end damage, will be in position number 3. Now Al Smith Jr. gets around EJ O'Rourke for position number 4. The 96 machine up in front of the 41 of EJ O'Rourke for the first time tonight. So Al Smith Jr. looking for a big finish. Bobby Terrell now in position number 7. He's digging hard too. Behind him, the 35 of Chad Schilling losing position. Bobby Terrell's for him in position number 6, and now he's hunting the 41 machine of EJ O'Rourke. And the 96 machine almost lost it during turns 1 and 2. Al Smith Jr. almost losing it. He's going to keep it though. He's going to keep it running behind him. Al Smith Jr. is going to keep the 41 in his rearview mirror, but the 41 knows that the 96 is vulnerable now, and he knows that they can make a move. Almost a lead change up front. The 30 and 4 machine doing battle for the lead position, crossing the start-finish line. 15 to go, and the 40 was looking. The 41 of the position. 30 shuts the door. Ryan Macklin continues to lead. He's going to continue to lead laps out here in front of CJ Oliveira, but CJ Oliveira knows that it's only a matter of time now before he could end up leading some laps. And it doesn't matter which lap you lead as long as you end up leading the last lap here on the field, because that will be the one that determines where you finish. CJ Oliveira wants to finish first. Brian Macklin wants to finish first as well and take away the points lead from everybody in the field. Brian Macklin doing a good job of that as they will continue to run out of time. Battle now is for position number 4 as Bobby Terrell gets around the 41 machine of EJ O'Rourke. Bobby Terrell in the 7 cleanly gets around the 41. The score, Bobby Terrell in position number 5. Al Smith Jr. will be in position number 4 this time around. But Bobby Terrell looking to dispatch it from him. Bobby Terrell wants to hold on to that second place spot in points, and Bobby Terrell could very easily do it with a strong finish here tonight. Terrell in 5th. He's got a long way to go to make first, but you know that's not going to stop him from trying in the Muscle Milk Chevrolet. Dwayne Vincent 7th, Chad Schilling 8th, Brandon Mercer 9th, and Scott Simley running out your top 10. Chad Cole, who was running so strongly, is the last car on the lead lap, running in position number 15. So Chad Cole, who was looking to cut some points away from the leaders, cut that 11-point lead, the 11-point deficit he has, he might not get that big cut he wanted, but he's going to try it. Rhett McBride is done for the night after that incident he was caught up in while leading the race. So Rhett McBride will finish around position number 18 tonight after leading those laps earlier in the race. Ryan Macklin, CJ Oliveira continue to lead. 11 to go when we cross the stripe. Time is running out. If you're thinking about making a move, you better start getting ready to roll the dice. We're not at the casino yet, but you got to make a gamble if you want to win here at Kansas. 11 to go. Brian Macklin, CJ Oliveira continue to lead on this field. Jose Gonzalez, 8. Al Smith Jr. continuing to run in third and fourth. And then there's Bobby Terrell all the way back in 5th. The number 7 machine digging as hard as he can. He wants position. He wants it. The question, though, is how bad do you want it? As now you see the 96 of Al Smith Jr. biding his time all night. He's got the run on the 26th of Jose Gonzalez with the front end damage. Jose Gonzalez can't keep up with him in the turn, so he's going to try the crossover, get down to the apron, see if he can take a position back at the stripe. Al Smith Jr. takes it away, but only by fractions of seconds. Now he's looking to hold on to that position as he makes contact with the wall. 96 makes contact with the wall, almost gets into the 7 of Bobby Terrell. Terrell takes advantage instead, and he's going to get the jump on the 96 machine. Experience beats out aggression any day of the week, and Bobby Terrell now trying to make it 2 positions as well as he breaks into 4th, and now looking for position number 3, trying to get around Tequila Joe for that position at the stripe. with less than 10 to go. It'll be 9 to go at this juncture. The 7 machine in 4th, the 26 in 3rd. They'll continue to battle side by side for it. Meanwhile, Brian Macklin now getting some distance on CJ LeVere. It's going to be about 0.2 of a second between the 4 and the 30 machine as the 7 and 26 continue to do battle for position number 3. 26 made contact with the wall coming off of the turns. Now almost makes contact going off of turns 3 and 4, but that will not stop his forward momentum. He dives it down low, dives it back up the track. Jose Gonzalez, he's position number 3. The submachine of Bobby Terrell, position number 4. 8 laps to go at this juncture. Bobby Terrell, Jose Gonzalez, they continue to do battle back and forth, side by side. The number 7 now trying to get underneath the 26. The 7 has the momentum, but we've seen Jose Gonzalez use the crossover. Don't be surprised if he tries it again. The 7 has the advantage, got the momentum, blocks the 26 from using the crossover maneuver. The 7 machine of Bobby Terrell, he's now position number 3. The 26, Jose Gonzalez, he's position number 4. Gonzalez not going to challenge it. Instead, he's going to try to run as hard as he can on the high side. Bobby Terrell down low, almost clears him, but not quite. The 26 still has a tire on the high side. Now side by side is a drag race who turns 3 and 4. The 7 of Bobby Terrell still has the advantage. He's got almost half a car length over the 26, and we are not done with position number 5, number 3. 6 to go at this juncture. Bobby Terrell holds on or loses that position, but it's still side by side, still anybody's position to have up front. No challenge yet for Brian Macklin. CJ LeVere happy to cruise on the tail of the 30. 26 and 7, both points competitors. Jose Gonzalez 7th in points. Bobby Terrell tied for the lead. This could have a big effect on where the points land as a result of this big finish. It could be a photo finish between these two. 5 more circuits to go around Kansas Speedway for the 26 and 7. The 7 machine of Bobby Terrell had 3rd place that time. Jose Gonzalez in the 26 trying to hold on to that 3rd place position. The 96 machine of Al Smith Jr. just playing both cars, trying to draft along between both of them, seeing which one's going to give him the faster advantage out there. The 96 now going to let to go high with the 26. No, he's going to go low with the 7 of Bobby Terrell. Terrell almost makes contact with the 26. Remember, contact at this juncture could end the race. They're careful not to make contact with the 7 of Bobby Terrell with the tailwind from the 96. He finally clears the 26 machine. Oh, Jose Gonzalez. Now the 96 wants to make it 3 wide. Al Smith Jr. loses the tailwind on the 7. And now the 26 machine of Jose Gonzalez. He is back in position number 3. Up front, we're starting to see the challenge come together. 4 to go at when we cross the line. The 30, the 4. Now the 4 going aggressively down on the apron. The 30 blocks him. Both almost making it into the grass. The 30 machine wants to win this race in the worst way possible. CJ LeVere wants to win it as well and is trying everything he knows to try to take away that lead from Brian Macklin. 3 to go at this juncture. 2.5 now on their backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Brian Macklin still holding off CJ LeVere. Back behind them, Jose Gonzalez, Bobby Terrell, Al Smith Jr. Your top 5 drivers still battling for position as a lead might shift here. The 4, the 30, they're going to make contact. It's 2 to go. Popsicle sticks in the air. CJ LeVere takes away the lead with lap traffic in front of him. CJ LeVere takes away the lead, but the 8 machine could change his luck entirely. The 30 machine trying to use that lap car to his advantage. He does so, and now he's going to get back in front of the 4 of CJ LeVere. White flag will fly next time around. The 30 machine, the 4 machine, continuing to do battle. 4 is going to go down low. 30 is going to stay up high. It's going to be a drag race down the front straightaway. The 30 has the advantage, collects the white flag. 1 more to go. Macklin in front. LeVere second. It's going to be Jose Gonzalez and Bobby Terrell battling side by side for position number 3. Up front, no changes. The 30 machine of Macklin continues to battle with CJ LeVere for that first position. LeVere and Macklin. Macklin's got some distance. LeVere needs to throw a Hail Mary if he's got one. Behind them, the 26 and 7 still side by side for position number 3. Podium time position on the line. Up front, the 30 has it. He's got the big advantage. The 30 of Brian Macklin wins at Kansas. Macklin in position number 3. The 26 and 7 at the line. Photo finish between the 26 and 7. It's going to be Jose Gonzalez getting it by less than 1/100th of a second. Bobby Terrell 4th. Al Smith Jr. rounds out your top 5. What an incredible race to the finish, both up front and both for position number 3 as well. But Brian Macklin, as a result of hard driving and good strategy, ends up winning here at Kansas, and Brian Macklin will walk away with the top spot in the points championship in the RSR Icebreaker Winter Series in that Jason Leffler Memorial FedEx paint scheme Chevrolet. He's running here tonight at Kansas Speedway. Brian Macklin, he's going to crawl it up to the start finish line and burn him out for the big victory. Brian Macklin, your points leader and winner here at Kansas Speedway. When we return, we will talk to the top 3 drivers finishing here tonight and recap the melee that you saw here at Kansas Speedway. Brian Macklin, your winner. We'll talk to him and CJ LeVere and Jose Gonzalez when we return for the post-race show. One hundred 130 laps complete at Kansas Speedway. 10 caution flags, almost a third of the race run under caution, and only one man can walk away at the top of the mountain. That man is Brian Macklin, driver of the number 30 machine. He walks away with a big finish tonight, and with that should secure the points, the lead here in the Real Sim Racing Icebreaker Winter Series. The race concluding at Kansas. Brian Macklin, CJ LeVere, Jose Gonzalez, Bobby Terrell, Al Smith Jr., your top 5. Dwayne Vincent, EJ O'Rourke, Brendan Mercer, Scott Simley, Chad Schilling, your top 10. Stephen Herring, Luis Rodriguez, John Wilco, Bruce Perry, Chad Cole rounding out your top 15. Doug Wyatt, Scott Brotherton, Rhett McBride, Brian Harvey, Scott Stenzel, your top 20. Remainder of the field was as follows: Keith Brooks, Eric Arnold, Nathan Bowers, AJ Browning, Doug Roth, Matt Lacrosse, Bobby Wetzel, Adam Roberts, Stephen Maddox, your top 28 drivers, all taking the field at some point or another here at Kansas Speedway. But tonight, all about Brian Macklin getting the big celebration. We weren't able to get a word in with him edgewise, but he has a lot to celebrate tonight. 5 starts out here, 2 poles, 2 wins. That'll be 5 top 5s. Compared to Bobby Terrell's 4, and Brian Macklin will be your points leader when the dust settles at the end of the night here at Kansas Speedway. While we have a moment, we are just we'll try to talk to his teammate in just a moment. But first, let's go ahead and grab the second place finisher, CJ LeVere, finishing in second place tonight. CJ, I know second is nothing to sneeze at, but how bad did you want to win?
Oh, I wanted to win really bad. We haven't been having a very good season. It was really good. It felt really good to run up front tonight.
Walk us through those last 3 laps when you were just battling back and forth with Brian Macklin. You were battling incredibly hard with him, even leading a lap at one point. How great was it just to be riding back and forth and running so good with him?
It was a great race. I knew when we got going there, I had to just ride behind him so he could get out in front before I even worried. And I trying to save my tires. I was hoping he'd burn his stuff up, and I give him a run for at the end there. And coming, it stuck out of 3 or 4, and I really wasn't even trying then. It just stuck really good. He slipped up, and I got underneath him, and I thought we had it, but I just couldn't make it stick in 1 and 2.
Tonight's race really was a challenge for all the drivers out here. 10 caution periods tonight on the track. How hard was it to not necessarily thrive at this racetrack, but more survive all 130 laps?
Very hard. I started in the rear. Dead last, I pulled it over on pit road, and I rode, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and got what I got out of it. I'm very happy with this performance tonight.
As well you should be. In 1 week's time, we take on the Classic at Charlotte Motor Speedway, a track not terribly dissimilar to this, except for a little bit more flat and a little bit more racy. What are your thoughts going into Charlotte in 1 week's time? Are we going to see CJ Levere back on the podium?
I wish and I hope. You just don't know, it's luck. You just, like I said, you never know how that race is going to go either.
CJ Levere finishing second tonight in the number 4 machine. It's shout out time, my friend. Take the microphone. It's all yours.
I got to thank RSR for putting this together, It's awesome to be able to run this. LSRTV for putting on the show. I also got to thank my sponsor, ITSR and Hippie's Paint Shop. Without them, I wouldn't be here tonight.
CJ Levere in the number 4 machine getting his first top 5 of the season. Hopefully many more to come here in the Winter Icebreaker Series. CJ, great run tonight. We'll look for you in front next week at Charlotte.
Thank you.
That's CJ Levere finishing second on the field tonight in the number 4 machine. Behind him, a heavy battle brewed for the third place position. The man ultimately walking away with just hundredths of a second. Jose Gonzalez, driver of the Meatball Factory Chevrolet, finishing third. That was just a wild finish between you and Bobby Terrell. Both of you drivers showing the true ability of these B cars.
Yes, it was. I had a little front damage from a dust up I had with Dwayne. I got to apologize to Dwayne for that in the pit road. But it actually, the car drove better because these cars are so loose right here in this track, and this setup is really loose. So that little bump, although it was slower on the straightaway, it made it easier to drive on the outside. And even though Bobby was faster than me, it's really hard to pass on the inside. So if you're on the outside and you just keep a steady line and you just don't make any mistakes, you can get away with it. And that's what happened. And thank God Bobby's a really clean driver, and we could get through the tight spots with no problem. But I'm tired.
I bet you're definitely tired out there, as well as a couple more adjectives. You were able to narrowly avoid incident earlier in the race, got caught up in another one. What was the secret to survive this gladiator ring tonight?
We play. I play a little bit with fuel. I didn't fill up the whole tank every time. It was a little risky because I didn't have much fuel there at the end, but it helped the car be a little tight, and you just run and let everybody else make the mistakes, and then you just pick up the spots.
And pick up the spots you did. Jose, in 1 week's time, we're going to go to Charlotte Motor Speedway. Not a terribly dissimilar track. What are your thoughts? What have you learned from Kansas that you're going to take away for Charlotte in 1 week?
Well, hopefully the setup we drive doesn't suck this bad. Usually, Charlotte is a good place to. Usually we get a good setup for this and for Charlotte, and we have fun. Hopefully, the draft doesn't take that much into equation, and we can race and make the best man win.
May the best man win indeed. Jose Gonzalez finishing third on the field. It's shout out time, my friend. Anyone you'd like to give it some love to?
The Meatball Company, best meatballs in Puerto Rico, and Hippie's Paint Shop, and Laura and LSRTV, and you, Joe, you can do a great job.
Tequila Joe finishing in third tonight. Jose Gonzalez and the Meatball Company Chevrolet finishing third. Jose, great run. We will look for you in 1 week's time at Charlotte.
All right, merci.
Jose Gonzalez finishing third tonight. The man he was battling for that position, Bobby Terrell, finishing fourth. Bobby, that was an incredible battle back and forth you had with Jose Gonzalez.
Oh, yeah, that was fun. I mean, just what a night. That's all you can say about that one.
What a night indeed. I think that's the thing anybody can say about it. Battling side by side, how scared were you that you were going to get involved in another incident, especially with laps waning at that point? Did fear ever come into your mind at all?
No, I mean, I knew who I was raced against, Jose, and me and him's had some great battles, and I knew he would hold his line. I was just scared that he might get into the wall and bounce off of me, but it was all good. I mean, Jose's always raced me clean. I try to race everybody else clean, and I wasn't worried about it at all. I just knew that he had the run on that high side, and I was just trying the low side. But I thought I was going to get him, but he got me.
Definitely, though, still a good race run for you and the number 7 team. The cars seem to run really well out here despite the difficulties of the setup. How hard was it to survive here at Kansas?
Oh, that's all it was, is survival. I mean, you've seen Jose get loose. You've seen me get loose off. I had damage that I didn't get fixed until later on in the end of the race. I mean, like you said, it was just survival, and I want to apologize to Bruce Perry because I thought Dwayne was behind me, and I thought I cleared him, and I apparently got into him some, so I messed up his night, and I want to apologize to him. But I knew, Jose, I mean, he's going to race me clean. I'm going to race him clean.
More importantly, though, with the fourth place finish, a great finish, but not enough to be in the lead. Brian Macklin's projected to potentially be your points leader. You'll be in second. With that in mind, how do you now approach Charlotte looking at the points picture?
I just never really looked at the points. I'm just trying for the win. I mean, the points fall where they fall. I mean, he had a good race tonight. I mean, his turned bad too. He got loose. He kept hitting the wall. When I was behind him, he was hitting the wall several times. So, like I said, I don't know if it's the track, the setup, or what it is. But like I said, I didn't even run last week the iRacing series. It was just the racing was so horrible in there.
Racing was definitely hard as a result of all of everything that happened there on track. Before I let you go, any shout outs to give, anything you'd like to offer for our audience? Microphone is all yours, my friend.
Muscle Milk, my sponsors, you guys up in the booth at LSRTV, the good job that y'all do. Real Sim Racing for putting this on, and all my teammates, and I just want to give a shout out to all the drivers because there was a lot of give and take tonight also. Even though we all made our mistakes and got loose, I think it's just from not racing a couple of weeks. But just a shout out to all of them.
Bobby Terrell, a champion here at Real Sim Racing, finishing fourth tonight. Bobby, great run. We'll look for you in a similar position in 1 week's time at Charlotte.
I sure hope so. Battling with Jose, CJ.
Lots of great drivers, lots of great talent here at Real Sim Racing. Find out more at realsimracing.com. That's Bobby Terrell finishing fourth tonight in the number 7 Muscle Milk Chevrolet. Before we go real quick, we were not able to catch up with Brian Macklin, but instead we got his teammate EJ O'Rourke. And EJ, Brian has to be absolutely ecstatic after his big win tonight.
Well, Brian did a great job. I tell you, the 30 FedEx Express Steel Racing Designs machine thing was on a rail tonight like he usually is, so Brian's very excited about his win tonight, so I'm proud of him, and thanks for RSR for putting this on once again. It was a lot of fun.
The FedEx Express machine delivers here at Kansas. Real quick, I know Brian's mind has to be on the points. How are you and the team approaching that from that position going into Charlotte in 1 week's time with your teammate potentially projected to be at the top of the points poll?
Well, Brian and I were practicing earlier in the week, and he said this is going to be one of the 2 wild cards with Kansas and Talladega, because no one really knows what to run at Kansas since it's one of iRacing's newest release tracks. So You can run pretty much the preferred groove is the top, so makes it pretty interesting. It's hard to pass, so he just got out to the lead, and I think it was CJ behind him, just couldn't go anywhere.
That's EJ O'Rourke, teammate to your winner tonight, Brian Macklin in the FedEx Express machine. EJ, good run. I'm sure we'll see you next week at Charlotte.
Thank you, sir.
And that will do it for our coverage tonight of the Real Sim Racing Icebreaker Winter Series here at Kansas Speedway. Brian Macklin, the big winner. Will he be on top of the points when it's all said and done? We'll find out in 1 week's time when the points are officially released after review and everything. On behalf of our entire broadcast crew, our executive producer and camera operator, Laura Lawson, I am Joe Cortez. We will see you in 1 week's time when we go racing from Charlotte Motor Speedway with the Real Sim Racing Icebreaker Winter Series. Good night, everybody.